Only we can shorten the darkness.
Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggett here representing Team JVS. If my voice sounds raspy, it's because I'm getting over a cold, but I'm doing well and I'm safe, just to let you guys know. I'm going to be doing a review on the new, possibly hit series. It's on Apple TV Plus in Foundation. So Foundation is starring Jared Harris. Jared Harris's character's name is Harry. Harry has been deemed a prophet, as it were, but he's a man of science. He's a man of math, and he has calculated basically the end of everything. And he has let the people know, the hierarchy know, and made it known that the clock is ticking, and their way of life is going to change drastically. And you know, that being put in the atmosphere changes the scope of everything, because Jared Harris is also recruiting and doing things on the back half, where he's recruited a person in the name of Gaal. Now, Gaal is being played by I forget her last name, Llobell. And she is also a genius in math and understanding and capability, but she's also very different. She's very eccentric. When she gets scared, she counts until nothing's left. But she's also coming from a place of poverty. She's coming from a place of people that, as I would say, they are religious. And, you know, it's just funny how her character contradicts so much Jared Harris's character, but he relies so much on her understanding and her capability. This also has Lee Pace. Lee Pace is in this. He stars as Brother Day. There's Brother Day, there's Brother Dusk, and then there's Brother Morning. And basically, it's the same exact person, but they're clones, and they run the hierarchy of this world, as it were. And the funny thing is that Harry Seldon is basically challenging their way of life and their status that they've had for God knows how long. What did I think about this show? I think that it is very fascinating. This is the thing, the first episode feels like so much happened. It feels like its own little mini movie that I honestly felt like they should just added another hour or 30 minutes and just called it like that's the beginning movie and then go from there. There's a couple other series that's done that over the years, and I feel like from a science fiction standpoint, this could have serviced that. Now, as far as the CG, the visuals, the looks, they spared no expense. Apple put a lot in this. Like, the cinematography is immaculate. Like, there's a shot on this specific planet, it opens up, and you're like, what in the world is going on? But then when you get to the cityscape and you see what's actually happening, you see, you know, how people are living on, I don't want to say, that the scope of this is huge. As well as I think this is gonna last for a very long time. Because not just in scope of depth and feel of visuals, but the story itself is something that honestly could span hundreds, if not thousands of years. And if they play their cards right, this could last for a very long time as a series. Because I'm just giving you the review off the first few episodes, and I'm not going to spoil anything. There are 10 episodes total. These are going to be aired. The first 2 episodes are going to be aired on September 24th. That's why I'm giving you guys this now. But in terms of the stakes and the things that happen, like, is one thing after another. There's always this feeling of impending death, as well as people that are, from a hierarchy standpoint, that are less considerate to what other people are feeling and what they need versus what they want. And I think that that's the thing that makes this very compelling, because I'm not sure if Harry is one of those individuals either. And I'm not sure if Gaal is up to that task either, because again, they're playing the odds. And I think that the second episode does play an interesting thing about what she believes in, who she believes in, what she's doing this for. Whereas the first episode is more so like you're trying to figure out what is the plan in motion here, what is the end game here from Harry's perspective, and why he would even vocalize this, why would he go and put this to a certain temperament in the way that it is. In the second episode, the way that it ends on a shocker. Like, the first episode ends on a pretty cliffhanger note, but the second episode lands on a shock. And I was just kind of like, wow, they are all the way going for it. So I'm not sure what that means, where that's going to go, but I'm very all the way there for it from a story standpoint. The acting, I think, is actually really good. Jared Harris is a beast anyway. Like, anything you give him, like, he's going to chew up, like, dialogue and scenery, and he's going to command the room with just his presence. And this is the interesting thing about this was that you balance in his character somebody that is trying to be studious and trying to be a scientist, but at the same time, he carries this like deity type weight to him, and it's just weird because you don't know what kind of man is he really. You know, what is his real intention and what is he doing? What is driving him to push down this road? But even more than that, also the hierarchy of the three, like they are the same person, but they're very vastly different. They're at different stages in their life. And I think that the thing about that makes it interesting is that in different stages of your life, you learn, you change, you evolve, you process things differently. You understand differently as a child versus as a middle-aged man versus an old man. And I think that there's something to that I think is very interesting, in my personal opinion. The science behind what's going on is even more intriguing because there's just, you don't know from a science standpoint, from a science fiction standpoint, what is allowed, what is capable, because they start to show you different factions of different planets and different peoples and different wars that have taken place and different people that don't trust other people. But at the same time, there is still one pivot that everybody can't deny is that is a possibility that death is imminent. And what do you do with it? Who you trust and where your allegiance lies. I think that this is a very good start to a series. I'll say that the first episode runs a little long, but it's weird because I said I wanted more. It just feels long. It doesn't flow from a pacing standpoint just like this. I think it just goes from different pivots, different times, and different things that are happening. It's just so much that I wish it would have just been like kind of a movie. Like, honestly, the first episode to me could have easily just been like an hour and 30 minutes. Like, proclaim it as the movie, then go from there. Because the second episode is weirdly enough, it picks up, and I felt like, did I miss something? Did I miss 20 minutes? Because they definitely transitioned very strangely, and the characters, every character in the second episode is in a completely different place as they were, and they ended on the first episode. For me, I had to detract a point from the series for that, because I was like, I don't know if that was cut out. I don't know if I literally was confused, but I'm not gonna give it all the way a bad thing, because in all honesty, that removes the need for bloat and like filler. Like, it's just getting straight to the point, taking you where it needs to take you. And I think the trajectory of it is very undeniably intriguing and interesting and compelling. And it's definitely something that I'm curious by where they're going to go with it. And I think, like I said, Llobell, I think she is commanding scenes as well. I think she's doing a very good job. There's another actor that plays in this one. I think that he plays the role of Raych. I've seen him in other stuff before, but he's doing a very good job as well. I was kind of like, oh, what is going on? There's mystery between him and the character Harry that makes this even more compelling, because there's certain things that you just know are not being said, and things and secrets that are just not being told yet. And I think that mystery and that intrigue and the science fiction behind this make this possibly to be something of legend in terms of a series is concerned. So I rest this at a 9 out of 10 for the first 2 episodes of The Foundation. It's going to be, again, on Apple TV+. It's going to be premiering on September the 24th, which is on Thursday or Friday, depending on what time. But I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. I will be doing individual reviews for each episode as well. Okay, guys? Peace, everybody.